I am working on a model for an indoor renovation project, and customer was looking for some wow factor. It's a pretty basic, boring rectangle pool, and he was looking for some real wow, real something different. And on paper, it looks like one thing. Three-dimensionally, it brings it to life. And that's why I think in this particular case, a model works so well. Now, there's a lot of ways of doing it. You can use the 3D programming, different stuff. But because this is got to be so vertically dimensioned to make it interesting, because the pool is pretty simple, I do a 3D model. That allows me to take some pictures. That's just to kind of see the elevations and key with respect to the size of people and how many people. And in this particular model, I put a whole grouping of people because there's a lot of different places to sit and hang out and converse and do stuff. So I want to have there be a lot of people so we can get a sense. And it's equally for me as it is for the customer in terms of getting a sense of what it can be. So I'm just putting the final detailed touches on the model that I'm going to present to them, just to make things interesting and add a little detail. There's a lot of cool things going on, but I like to add a few extra things in there. So that's what I'm doing right now. What we are starting with basically is a rectangular pool, but there's a hot tub in the corner that we're going to remove, and then we are going to really bring this thing to life, make this room spectacular. And it's not important to have size of the pool in terms of swim space. This is purely for entertainment. This is purely for partying and having a good time and doing all of that, not so much for exercise. So we've done a grotto, can swim in, it'll be all decked out on the inside, so it'll be somewhere different, somewhere interesting to hang out, water falling over the face of the grotto. We did the boat, and actually take a boat and bring it inside, restore it, and put it into the pool as part of a seating area. And then we also did a knockdown to create some more additional seating space down low at pool level, so you can be in the water or in, it's almost a bar, but it's not designed to be a bar. It's more designed just to be a seating area. And then of course we're doing a raised spa. So that's currently what we have. We're knocking out some spots in the wall of the existing pool to put a bench on this side as well. And we're going to try to keep this straight line pretty much in terms of leaving that line, doing everything interesting on this backside, which there's no real walking space anyway, and maximizing our patio space on the side toward you. When you're doing something like this, which just is just a model for a project that we're going to be working on, I like to do it to create some, it helps me visualize and picture things. And I hear all these excuses why people won't try to do stuff, like no one taught me how to make models, I just started doing it. And there's no one way of doing it, there's no right way of doing it, but there's no wrong way of doing it. And people get hung up all the time in terms of, oh, what paint should I use, what this should I use, how should I do that? And it doesn't really matter. So here's an example now where I'm adding some accent colors just using permanent markers, anything that's here in the office. So don't get hung up on what types of paint and which brand should I use. It doesn't really matter, because this is a conceptual thing, and it's a matter of mixing colors and mixing media. I use all kinds of stuff in this. Sometimes it's all markers, sometimes it's all paint, sometimes it's a combination of markers and paint, and just depending on the detail and how much detail I want to put in each of the people. Right now I just want to basically show people in terms of what they are with respect scale to the project itself, so I don't get hung up on exactly what they're doing or they're not facing the right way. That's not what it's about. A lot of that kind of stuff holds people up, and they don't ultimately try anything because they're afraid that they're not going to do it right. In this particular case, there's no right or wrong. It's a matter of doing it.